Greetings all, welcome to a long overdue edition, another live stream. Today we're going to be unboxing the original Prusa MK4 Kit. I purchased this with my own hard-earned money. I ordered it as soon as they went live, and you were able to order pretty much within the first few minutes. And if I remember that day correctly, there was a little bit of an issue. The site was pretty heavily overloaded for a while. But anyway, it arrived day before yesterday. And then I started setting up all this gear because I haven't streamed in a long time. So, not publicly anyways. So, anyway, here we go. Let's do a little bit of maintenance. Just realize that we're not on the right view here. That's better. Might as well use all the real estate. Anyway, welcome everybody. Feel free to chat it up in the chat. I've got to run on another monitor over here. Got the instructions on this side. And I'm kind of watching things over here. So, don't know if you're getting audio. I can only hope so. Will somebody will let me know? Don't know if that's working or not. Get some bad feedback here. Hey, let's try the mute pedal. Let's try that. Don't know if that's working or not. It is, it is. The audio is still good now. My pedal is telling me that it's not, so somebody let me know if it's working right. Okay, we're good then. No matter what the Stream Deck button says, it says that it's muted, but can you hear the music or is it still too low? Perfect. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. All right, let's get started on this. Just me, Liz. Sorry. Thanks for stopping in, and thanks to the ROMs for helping me verify that audio is working and the music is in the background, because I don't hear the music here. So let's give it a cut. As I said at the beginning, I paid for this one myself. I managed to be ready when they went live to sell the kits. And Should have been within the first few minutes at least, and it arrived Monday, late Monday here, so got here a day quicker than DHL said it would, so that's kind of nice. Okay, we got the usual stuff. We have a power cord. We have the happy printing. There's nothing important written on it. Nothing personalized. Nope. Got Joe's signature there. Assembly instructions. We've got that up on the monitor over here. Standard. Call it a cheat sheet even. It's nice. I can switch to the top view so you can see that instead of looking at me, because I don't really matter at this point. Everything passed, so that's always good. I've never seen one that didn't, so I would hope it's like that. The Haribos that I really should not eat, being diabetic and all, these are kind of on the no list. Might sneak a couple though, just to keep me going. 3D printing handbook for the Mark IV. New stickers. Temporary spool holders, we've all got a few of those. Nice full color how-tos. We will be using the online version, but always handy. Alright, let's see what else we got in here. Oh, here's the USB, 16 gig USB drive. Set that aside, not there, that's a magnet. I'll set it aside there for now. Order to delivery, this was like the first, I'm gonna say the first hour I ordered it. Whatever day they went on sale, that you could order them through the website. I was within the first hour, and it was midday-ish here, if I recall right. That was a while ago. And hold on, I will look that up, just because now it's gonna bug me that I don't know. I'm looking. Somebody must know when it was. Farther back. I'm going through these. You know what this is telling me? I ordered too much stuff from there. Should have studied ahead, shouldn't I? Not really very entertaining when I'm trying to figure out when it was. April 12th, thank you. I was still scrolling back. I was still in May, so there you go. April 12th. Thank you, the Romps. Thank you for reminding me what day it was. Okay, my overhead camera's crooked. Oh well. Okay, we've got the power supply. And then this motor kit. Focus. Focus again. All the motors. Okay. Same motors as usual by the looks of it, although these are different. They're supposed to be better ones. One deflated bag. The extrusion and plate set. 30-30 extrusions. And metal end plates. Back one, front one. And the extrusions for the base. Tuck those away for now. That one stuff, yeah, I ordered it on April 12th, but I was in the first hour or so of orders, so as time goes on, the arrival dates get longer just because they get so many orders. So, I don't know, you can check their website, they've got a, I don't know, I got an email that had a link to the, I don't know if that's a public page that they show or if it's only for people that have ordered. There you go. Okay, it is a public thing now then. I know that it was, like, when I first got it, it was just the people that had ordered that got it. It wasn't, you couldn't find it easily on their website. There's the rods with the newer 10 mil as well as the 8 mil rods. They beefed up from the Mark III design. So there's the thicker rods for the Z axis. Yeah, Z. Z, right, Liz? Yeah, they're good at promoting stuff. Printables is doing really well. When it first started, I've been using Thingiverse for like 8 years. And so I didn't know if I would really make the transition, but I go to Prusa, to printables now every time, just because it's getting better populated and it filters out a lot of the scree from other places. Here's the, you folks wouldn't be able to guess which color plastic parts I ordered by any means, you know. Here's the cover for the buddy board. We've got the filament guide add-on, which we will be using at the end of this, hopefully today. Z-axis parts, extruder parts, including the little printed, to use some kind of a screen printing type process in-house to do the nameplates now. I wasn't sure if we were getting those or not. Some more extruder parts, frame parts. That one is. This is my first rodeo. I've built a few Mark IIIs and assembled minis and disassembled minis and reassembled minis and Mark IIIs over the years. There's a Mark II something behind me here that's waiting for me to do upgrades on one day. Got enough of the black parts. Now we got finally got some nice orange parts, so that's nice. The usual 50 pack of zip ties. And Mark IV printed and screened. There's the spool holder, and there's the back of the case for the main board, which is now metal. Imagine that helps. This is the part where I run out of places to stack things for now, but we'll fix that in a minute. Fasteners, electronics. Cables. And extruder parts. That one stuff. Estimated dates are always estimated. They can't control everything on the planet, as we've all learned in the last few years. Things just happen sometimes. Yeah, you should be pretty soon, as far as I understood it. The romps. I know I was trying to figure mine out for a while, and then they put up the table, so I didn't have to think anymore. And whenever I see somebody with an estimated date on anybody's website for deliveries, I always add a bit, just because I live in Canada, so when stuff gets here, it gets here. 10 weeks isn't bad. Probably waited that long for Mark IIIs back in the day as well. What's that? Oh, frame parts. Some of those don't look too familiar, so it'll be interesting. The isopropyl alcohol wet wipe and the acupuncture needle for cleaning the nozzle. Always good to have lots of this stuff around. 99% isopropyl alcohol, IPA. The little wipe is nice, but I don't know if I've used one in a while. Carriage and heat bed, Y carriage. Spares, this is always my favorite thing, because this is where I see the stuff that I'm probably going to drop and lose on the floor. It's always handy. And more cables for the LCD. X-axis and X carriage. Look at the size of those bearings. These are built for reliability, I hope. I was gonna say built for speed, but Z-axis doesn't only have to move fast, it has to be more accurate. Good set of tools, good collection as usual. I personally like the fact that the pliers have orange bands on them. Stays on brand. And some of you haven't seen them yet. These are the new wrenches that they send for doing the heat block and changing nozzles and everything. What else have we got? More fasteners. And of course, a little bit of lube. For the bearings, two different plastic nozzles for two different size bearings that they use now. This is where I start to get scared, see, when I realize that maybe I should have spent the extra money and had it pre-built. Not really. More fasteners. Where are those? Oh, filament guide fasteners. And some Prusa Galaxy Black and Galaxy Silver. We'll probably actually use that for whatever test prints. Hopefully we get to that today. Buddy board, electronics. And, an extruder box. Wow. I'm bad at cutting today. All right. Should be part that matters. Amazing. And we've got the new hot end, similar, if not exactly the same as the one for the XL, and apparently easy to change. There's a spare thermistor here, which is always handy, and some more pieces of the extruder in there that we'll get into as we go along, including, looks like the gears there. I had one apart, so it'll be a new experience to put one together, that's for sure. And electronics. Fan, 40, 50, 20, 40, 20. There's the LCD for the display screen. Get to that one when we get to it. Sure. Oh, that's the extruder board. Recognized it 2 out of 3 times. Another fan, because there better be 2 of them on the extruder. And I'm gonna guess that's the filament sensor. That's my guess. Just a guess. I'm not going to try and put stuff back in the box. Now I'm remembering why I used to always have the table behind me empty when I live streamed. I had places to put stuff. Alright, get this big box out of the way. Without hitting too many cameras and microphones. Cover your ears. Alright, frame set. Steel sheet. This is the PEI one, the plain one, smooth one. And there's the board, which we'll pull out later. Put those over here because I also ordered the satin sheet and the textured sheet, which came in another box with the filament. Early order people, I don't know how long they're doing it, but we got a free roll of Galaxy Black PLA Prusa. Alright. Got the new bed frame. Cast. Oh. Injection, I believe, but injection cast. But anyways. Cool. That's different. That's new. Anybody's built this stuff before. We've got the frame all nicely coated. I wish that they would have put the hex pattern to the front. I think it would have looked cool. I know they went with the classic Prusa logo on the front, but I think this side would look cool too. But what do I know? I know that I can throw another piece of cardboard without hitting too many cameras. I'm officially blocked in now. I can't go anywhere for the next few hours. All right. Slurp break. Well, sound working all right still. I've bumped into enough stuff, so I haven't knocked anything loose. All right, I'm gonna switch my view over to the instructions over here. Oh man, I was supposed to prepare my desk and clear it all off. Fail. Never happens here. Alright, let's start following some instructions. Do some tools. Put them in the magnetic trays. Great things they are. Tucking all the bags, make that the official empty bag catcher for a while. One of the things that's different on this over what I remember the Mark III assemblies is that they've changed some of the fasteners to Torx fasteners. So we've got some little Torx wrenches in here, a couple of those, as well as a few standard Allen key, hex key, whatever you want to call them. They were Allen keys when I was a kid. It was a while ago. Man. These are the new wrenches. New wrenches that they use for everything, which are kind of handy. But they these are different. All right. That sounds like a good project. Make floor tiles, like print floor tiles? Yeah, I mean, depending what material you use. Well, Liz, you've got enough spare, what is it? The cooling duct, part cooling duct. You've got a few of them. Oh, good. I didn't know RC Maniac did floor tiles. I mean, it should work. I mean, all of this plastic is hard enough to walk on with, you know, barefoot, socks, normal shoes. You may find some shoes that might concentrate weight too much, so I'd be careful to keep the infill up pretty high. you know, if you got someone with high heels on walking across it, then you might end up with some dents and cracks or something over time, but should be all right. All right, let's move on. We pulled out tools. So get everything ready. Not that for a while. It's not back there. Somebody will remind me it's back there when I can't find it later. Gonna need that for a bit. Extruder parts. The limit of my headphone cord. Fasteners. Oh, there we go. There. Frame. Really need those eventually. Shouldn't be many plastic parts to this chunk. Just be the extrusion plates over there. Yeah, I don't know what you define as major problems, but you know, I mean, what material are you thinking about using for your floor tiles? I should ask that. That would be a place to start. I don't know if you even have to. You know, I've used PETG and ASA and ABS, and even PLA lasts outside in the weather, in Canadian weather. So, but I mean, inside flooring, as long as you keep the infill really like pretty high and thick top layers, at least you don't care about the bottom layers as much, but a good number of top layers. Can't see why it wouldn't. Later on the frame. So, all right, get a bunch of those. Luckily it says on the bag what fasteners are in it, so that's kind of handy. I did hear somebody say that Prusa used to, each step had its own bag with exactly the parts you needed. Apparently they've moved on to just giving us a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm okay with that. And they're always good about spares, historically. What am I looking for? M5 by 16s. Too small. I think it was the big ones that I kind of mentally ruled out right off the bat, of course. Those over there. I'm going to end up catching my butt on that over and over again. I'd seen scissors somewhere. Yeah, 100% infill probably wouldn't be a bad idea. You can probably get by with less, but a bunch of those, I'm not going to count them. Well, it does tell me how many. Place the frame on a flat surface. Well, this is as flat as it gets. So that's where we'll start. We can always adjust later if we have to. Long extrusions first, from the back, where the front, where the warning sticker is. Oh, that's right, it's in the other part. In the Mark III's, your serial number was always on the back here, so, but not on this one. Okay, take the longer extrusions, put them in. Turn that way so that we can pick it up on the side cam, which we can go down more. The inner set, right? All right. Here's where I step out of the realm of the included tools a little bit. I need that one or that one probably. Welcome DC Slime. Yeah. Hope they provide enough gummy bears. I mean, if I was going to do flooring, I would probably print a couple of tiles first and see how they work and, you know, stomp on them for a bit and see how they hold up. It's compression, there's some scuffing and stuff, but if you say you're going to coat it with some clear coat of some type, some urethane or whatever, it should be alright. You're not worrying about bending it or breaking it or anything, so you don't have to go to anything with a little bit more give to it. Probably don't want much more give. Yeah, you could probably do that too. DC Sublime, yeah. There's what I would call the stock bag of gummy bears. I can't get low enough to get in the picture. But I've literally got bags of these from earlier machines over off camera that away. And because diabetic, I shouldn't eat them anyways. So they just tease me with them. Wasn't. I guess you could do a hollow shell filled with cement. Seems like a lot of work. Wood flooring or anything like that is relatively inexpensive. I mean, you know, any plastic you're going to print, the price is going to add up quickly. So I think before I started, I'd probably get into Google Sheets and see how it's going. Yeah, that one stuff, I know I should have. It'll be fun, I said. I'll save a little bit of money. I'll live stream it. Yeah, that'll be it. That's okay. You want to know this is just a warm-up, because I also have the 5-head XL on order. So when that arrives, I'll be doing that. So when I'm putting the next extruder together for this, I'm sure somebody will remind me that at some point I will be putting together 5 of those. Yeah, that one stuff, I don't know. I've done enough of them. One of my Mark IIIs I bought, it was one of the times when they were really backordered and I had a project I needed another one for, so I bought one from a guy locally that was assembling them. Should be reading the directions with one eye. A diagonal pattern. Alright, we're good. This is the point when you're reading the instructions on their site. It's always a good idea to read the comments and see if anything warning about putting them into cross-threading them. Oh, this is like Reddit. One person says one thing, one person says something else. Shocker. Five Newton meters. Oh, I don't have a way to measure that. I think I don't own it. Oh, it's a small torque wrench. Got ones for car parts. Then that would go down to 5. And they warn us about using the right holes. Check it out. They warn us about using the right holes, but you know, they've got an indent. So well designed, that's for sure. But we expect that. Turn back till you hear that little, or feel that little click. Really? Costs less to 3D print it. Seems like every time I start thinking about some project that's a little bit outside of the norm lately, I realized that next thing you know, there's hundreds of dollars in plastic in it. Which, you know, it's normal. Figure 100 rolls of anything around here is $100 worth is like, you know, 3 spools of anything or less. 2 or 3 spools with taxes and shipping and everything else. So if you want the good stuff, yeah, I just ballpark it at 50, 60 bucks for or Prusa cement or anything like that. Yeah, the enclosure you've got to assemble too. I don't own one of their enclosures. I've got a couple of lac enclosures that I built years ago. I've got a printed solid enclosure for CR10 that's currently disassembled. Both of them are disassembled, the enclosure and the CR10, for space reasons. So can you guys hear the noise coming from upstairs? Making sure that everything's working all right up there. Yeah, working all right so far. And I've been pretty lucky enclosure wise is that my printers are in most of them. I'm looking at 2 that aren't, but most of them are in bedroom size rooms. So one downstairs here and one just over there on the main floor. They I just close the door and drafts aren't really a big problem. So never really had a big problem with it so far now that I've said that, but I've also used over the years the pink styrofoam insulation and that and some duct tape and some glue, some epoxy, this rubbery cement type stuff. I used whatever I was supposed to use with it and put it together and made a quick temporary. Most of the time I've never found that I needed a full enclosure. I don't worry about noise and odors and things, they just happen. So again, they're in small rooms I can close off. But they I've actually found that keeping the temperature down in an enclosed, like with the lac ones, I always had one panel that I could slide up and let air at the bottom, kind of like the way a fireplace or a grill works. Charcoal grill back in the old days. To let some air in the bottom. So it's not like it has to be, well, airtight for anything I've done with it. And then my first printer, it was 3mm, 2.8, whatever, ABS. For better part of a year, I didn't know there was any other materials you could use. So I became quite accustomed to the smell of that. ASA is the one that bothers me, like I notice the most. And yeah, you're probably saying, oh, it's rocking, it's rocking. It's because these are actually raised up in here. Not that view. Like they don't sit. Oh, coming back, coming back. Like they sit up. Get enough angle there to get light on it. No, black on black. But there's a gap there anyways that'll be taken up by the end caps in a few minutes, I would assume. I think people making their own filament is an interesting experiment. I've never tried to make my own. Can leave that to the pros. So it depends what you're going to use it for. I haven't seen anyone so far that totally replaced store-bought or commercially bought, Amazon bought filament yet. A, because I can use it up way faster than I could make it. And I've got better things to do with my time than that. I'd rather be doing things that make money than save $30 every 5 days or something. Like, it's just not, it's not a good business thing to me, but that's just me personally. Every time somebody's like, oh, we should recycle all the spools and have a place to bring old filament and recycle it in every neighborhood. Nobody's made that cost effective yet, so I hope somebody does someday, but I'll check important to have extrusions on the correct side. Yep, as far as I can tell. Oh, looks like I did it right so far. All right. Too late to put this on now, but I just showed it the camera again, but you know. It used to be a bigger deal. You buy it from them, they know you got it. No front and back to these, nothing I can see. Should put some more of the little candies here. Do not remove the sticker. Those in, put those in. Whoops. Yeah, I was wondering where we were going to get to those. I don't think there's any on the long ones. It's on the short ones, we need those. Did they tell us to get those already? Oh yeah, they did. Get those out now so I don't forget. These are the T-style nuts. We're going to use 4 of them for now, apparently. They go in the back half. Some dude, how's it going? Welcome to the show here. Welcome to the heckle zone. Feel free. I assume you're replying to Pez Liz's. It's time. That one stuff. It's time, it's time. Thanks, Liz. I mean, you're gonna get more people to gang up and heckle me. Hey, Vince. Check out my shirt. Thanks for representing it, Murph. I didn't think any of these shirts would still be surviving. That was Murph 2019. Last Murph I was at. I was at Murph that year too. So, but last Murph I was at. The only Murph I was at. And I remember there being some late nights getting those all ready to go and checking everything out. And then I did a few more for people I missed at Irv. I ran out of some sizes and shirts too on the first batch. Remember that. Yeah, this one's showing some wear too. I mean, these were just made literally over there, the heat press. So. Oh, Vince, if you get yours today, you can start putting yours together and you can race me. You know. God knows with me talking, it'll be isn't more of that. You must order in the first few minutes as well then. When Vince said earlier that his kid arrives in a bit, I thought he meant like in a few days, but in a bit, like today. Yes, JC507. This isn't going to be like a step-by-step tutorial type thing, because the instructions are really good. Historically, again. Can't make any promises at this point. I kind of skimmed over them a few days ago when they posted them. So, yeah, we could have a race. But I know Vince would win because he's way better at this than I am. He has more practice building stuff more recently than I have. Yeah, I know it has been a while. Several feet, several different things. At the beginning of after the before times there was a few people in the community that were out of work and needed the extra income from streaming and that, so I kind of backed down a little bit. I'm thankfully employed throughout, still working remotely, which is an extra bonus. And I got to a point where I didn't have stuff to do. And I can't really say that because there's literally printers here in the house that have never been used. They were picked up because they were a good deal or whatever, but just didn't have the interest to do it for a while. Okay, where do these go? I think we go 2 on each side, I would guess. Yep, 2 on each side. These are for mounting the buddy box, where the main board, buddy board goes, and the Should just slide right in, just like magic. Much better put these on now and not have to change it around later. They're just going to slide around wherever. That's a good idea. Yeah, when I bought mine, I was barely lucky to be able to put in to add the two sheets that I got. I got the textured and the satin sheet. And I'm a textured sheet guy. Textured sheet and glue stick, I'm happy most of the time, so that's how I do on mine. But they the system was so bogged down, I didn't think to order any extra nozzles. I'll be putting in an order soon. I don't know what else I've got upstairs. What do these come with? I think I'd pay attention when I ordered it. Of course, I was in a hurry, as I said, but I think they come with 0.4s, don't they? Or do they at least put 0.6 on it? I still run 0.4s on most of my stuff, but .6 is becoming my preferred. Because with 0.6 you can run 2 walls instead of 3 and get the same wall thickness. So you cut your print time by a third right there. So that was pretty easy math for me. One of my minis has got a 0.6 on it that I use for stuff that has to be thick. Is it 0.4 that comes on it? Thanks. Yeah, I hadn't even looked yet. There he is. How's Ryan today? Hungover from your birthday still? I didn't post it publicly this year so you wouldn't get mad at me. Darn Facebook, rats you out every time. That's just not going in right. Can't blame us for all this smog. No, you can. Doesn't matter to me. What did you say it smells like? I could smell the wood smell here this morning. I'm down in Niagara, near Niagara Falls, just north of Buffalo, half an hour north of Buffalo, in Ontario, Canada, and I could smell it this morning when I got up to take the garbage out. But alright, well that goes in better. Therefore, it might have been one of the screws. Guess we'll find out if I hit it again in a minute. Well, we got lucky. Burnt plastic. Like ABS plastic or or nice corn smelling PLA. I think that my ability to smell plastic is long since gone. Except ASA. I printed some ASA a little while ago, and yeah. Okay, maybe that's the one that we just we don't need that one. Washing cars. It's a good thing to do. Where's the Jesse PLA? Sorry, Dave. I didn't say it. Ryan said it. Yep, it's that one. Screws bad. Hopefully we got spares. Sure we do. That's interesting. Not much wiggle room on this. On the holes. Yeah, I've printed a fair amount of it. For me up here, it's hopefully Dave has a booth at IRF in the fall, September. There we go, and I'll be able to stock up on some more Jesse while I'm there. Because getting it shipped to Canada is prohibitive, let's say. Let's just say that. I really like Jesse filament. Especially their mystery orange. It's one of my favorites. I'm on vacation this week. This is how I spend my vacation. Like a pretty good idea to me. Yeah, shipping's kind of expensive. I mean, we're used to it here in Canada. Everything costs money. I think it's funny to watch people getting upset when they're getting their Mark IVs and their XL now and they have to pay import fees on it. It's like, man, we got to pay import fees on everything. Everything over about, I don't know, $50, you're pretty much going to get hit. I got one thing that arrived yesterday, another scanner, and they didn't charge me anything ahead of time, so I'm sure I'll get the bill in a few days. Some stuff skates through, but sometimes what really bugs me though is when you buy something, you're getting replacement parts that are being replaced under warranty, and you have to find a you have to pay import fees on the replacement parts. But you know what? It's not worth the amount of hassle usually for $20 odd here and there on import fees to fight with them over it. Because I already paid for the stuff to get here once. I shouldn't have to pay for the replacement parts too, but whatever. So far the kit's going fine. I mean, I'm barely started. It's been a while since I did a Prusa build, so as I said earlier, I don't know if you were here. So this is kind of like somebody in here said that they, watching me doing this, they were glad that they'd paid for the assembled version. I'm like, this is just a warm up for me for the 5 head, so XL when it comes eventually. Gotta welcome to the show my youngest spawn. What time is it where you are? What time is it now? Oh, 2 a.m. What the hell are you doing up at 2 a.m.? Get some sleep, mister. Yeah, we pay the Canada tax, Liz, but I mean, every country on the planet, as far as I've heard, pays similar fees on everything than we do. You know, different percentages and amounts, but it's generally the states that's always been shielded from it. You know, what gets me is a lot of places like give free shipping too, and I'm like, which I guess isn't usually international, it's usually just national, but I wonder how long that's gonna last, is like the postal rates and everything else keep going up. The rubber feet will fix it. Unless we have to fix it later. Good luck with that. I do know that in past life, another job, we had a plastic laminator for laminating report covers for our reports that we were sending to clients. And as we'd print them out on the laser, and then color laser at the time was a big deal, and then we'd laminate them in this plastic film. One day we got the bright idea to put a gummy bear in there and see what would happen. If you put a orange gummy bear, you know, it was orange or red. I know that the streak was kind of orange tinge to it, and it was probably a good 30 feet, maybe 20, 30 feet of plastic that was ruined because it was in there, and it just sits there and melts and bubbles, and it just did like the slide. It was a mess. But and then it was like, we gotta throw this out so we don't get caught. A long time ago. Silicone socks. Does Spool 3D have any? They sell E3D stuff usually. That's who I've been buying most of my Prusa parts out of. And E3D parts. They're not Prusa parts, E3D parts. Like hot end parts. That's probably or how about Digit Makers? Have they got any in stock? They've been really good too. I got one of my scanners from them. They're not too far. Well, an hour and a half from me, north of Toronto. I ordered some silicone socks for my minis from some place in Europe years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. They were cool. A week off from school. What? That's good. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope it's all going well. Yeah. I paid, what was it, 170 Canadian import fees on this kit? Because it was, I don't know, around $1,000 roughly. Royal Nomi, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping in. You're all recuperated from Murph, I take it? Yeah. Yeah, they probably wouldn't want to pay you to assemble it too, right? And yeah, Liz, that would be my first guess. Who's the place in Montreal area that sells Prusa stuff? that I can never remember the name of because I never bought from them. Be closer to you at least, but shipping sucks everywhere. If you got to send some Canada Post down the street, it's going to cost you. So. There goes the family-friendly rating. I haven't even said any bad words yet, I don't think, have I? My virtual swear jar usually overfloweth. I'm sure it'll get there. Voxel. Yes. Yes, long car rides, 24 hours. Where do you live geographically? Florida? Can't remember. For me, Earth and Murph are about equidistant. It's about 6 to 10 hours. Google Maps says 6 hours. It takes longer than that usually for me, but hey, let's get scooting ahead here. Quit being social. It's been a while. Da-da-da-da-da. Now, please make sure it's on a flat surface. The frame openings are drilled, blah, blah, blah. Uneven tightening can slightly warp. Sure, blame me. It's okay. Or the frame assembly can be corrected though using your hand. Try to wiggle the frame from side to side to check whether some of the corners lifting up. They really stress the flat surface, all in caps. As soon as you're within 2 millimeters of rocking, go for it. Alright. Somebody says they spent 30 minutes trying to square it. Then it sounds like they gave up and they put the power supply in. When they did that, everything squared up fine. Now, they don't really need skew notification. Skew. Anyways. Okay, so what's it say to do? To rock it on a flat surface. A little bit. This could be in a never-ending circle. Okay. Let's use my brain instead of trying to follow the... See, if I just turn it, it's fine. Therefore, what do we know? The table is just as bent as the frame is. I think we're just going to go with it for now, and we'll fix it in post. Texas, yeah, that'll take you a while. That's quite the trek. You took a side trip too, right? So, but yeah, that would be cool if you can get them to do an event. I've never really had anything. I don't think I've ever bought anything from. There used to be another company in Montreal that I used to buy stuff from a long time ago, like 7 or 8 years ago. I can't remember the name of them. Sure, in one of the boxes here, there's their stickers and everything, and bills from when I bought stuff from them. But it was like before the CR10, so I remember buying some filament and stuff from them. I think it was something electronic. Everybody's talked about doing a Canadian rap festival. Knowing some of the people that, well, all of the people that put on the East Coast Rap Festival over the years, because I've known them all for close to 8 years. I know how much work it is to put something like that together. My personal concern is the cost of the insurance and the risk that way and everything else that you have when you got a whole bunch of people with equipment in a space like that, and renting a space around here would just be stupid expensive. Notice that most of them aren't in main downtown locations. That's because rent's too high to rent space for things like that. The other problem with Canadian one is you're going to do it in Toronto or Montreal, Vancouver, or are you going to do it in Calgary, Edmonton? You know, where are you going to draw the line? And then, I mean, I was impressed that the Rocky Mountain one apparently went as smooth as it did and everybody had such a great time. I think that's a good sign. But I'm also concerned if we get too many IRFs in one year that they're going to end up with lesser people attending and certainly less companies displaying there. Practical printing has arrived. Hello, Chris. How's things today? You just waking up? No, you should be eating tacos by now. Vince is keeping an eye on his front door, waiting for the delivery of his Mark IV kit. And there's Shane. How's Shane today? I can't even do math on it. Oh, it's just nighttime for you. 7 o'clock? 7 p.m.-ish? I don't know anything about emotes. It's been a while since I've been on here, like a year. Yeah, Montreal, you've unfortunately got the extra language barrier to deal with. But I'd probably give it a shot, a 10 if it was there. But it's just a lot of work. It's a significantly above a part-time job, I would say. Shane is trying to make things that aren't showing up. Those ones come through? Those ones came through. Shane has a free pass, lifetime pass to my streams. The other Ontario. They're on my bad list. They took out their racetrack years ago, so, you know, I'm an NASCAR guy. I think that's a good way to start. What do you mean? She's grounded. Wow. Yeah, I get that. I'm interested to see how what effect the Pug series that you guys did has on that. I think working towards that kind of thing is a good idea. You don't need as big of a space. You don't have to worry about multi-day events. You don't have to worry, because, I mean, you know, if you have a decent size, even a medium-size event like half a Murph or half an Earth size, those are the only two I've been to that I can use as a reference. But if you did something with half of that size even, you got to make it a multi-day event to make it worth the people that travel and the people that are, you know, displaying stuff there that are paying for space, so. Wow, tough calls in the crowd here. Family friendly, but we'll go there anyways. I was thinking yesterday, I did not see a picture of the... Okay. Man, he's just salty today. He's yelling at Liz, sending her to her room, and yelling at me to work faster. We just realized that my table isn't flat, so we're just going to call it good enough for now and move on. Shane can yell at me later. Ooh, rubber feet. What are those? Cable clips. 7 of them. There we go. I did see those too. There's a a lot of bags of parts for this project. Wait, those might be out here already. They're there. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think the first Earth show was what, 2018? That was the year before I went. Yeah, to get them farther apart. Because wasn't there the 2017 one or 2018 one, wasn't there an issue with the Murph location that made it so that it ended up getting pushed back or something? One of them got moved. So, yeah, flat enough. It'll work out. It's not like it's ever going to sit on a level table in this place anyways, but I understand why it's got to be kind of level. I mean, you know, it's expensive for companies to be attending and displaying and everything at these shows. You know, they gotta, especially well, it's expensive for even people just, you know, a couple of states over. You know, everybody always says that, you know, Murph is kind of like in the middle of nowhere, and that's kind of part of its charm, in my opinion. I never saw horse and buggies outside a hardware store before. I never saw them out in front of a Chinese food place until I went to Murph either, so, you know, that was kind of different. Yeah, trolls are trolls. They're gonna find something to bitch about. There you go, there's a family-friendly rating gone again. But should I put these right to the end? Nope. Alright. Yeah, trying to get there is always bad, but I mean, every time, you know, you see everybody going, oh, I want one in insert name of my city here or the next city over, you know. It's not, you can't put one everywhere. So, because then they don't have any, there's no attendees or not the same level, and there's not the same participation from manufacturers, vendors, etc. Look at that. Good as new. Yeah, like, you know, I didn't... I'll tell you what I think after I drive to Earth this fall. But now that I'm, you know, 4 years older. But they, it's a long drive for almost everybody. Yes, Chris can make fun of me whenever he wants. He's allowed to. He has a lifetime pass to my streams. And he's got a band hammer, so I can't really do... Well, I don't know. What can I do? Yeah, it's tough. I mean, part of me says that in today's world, in-person events have shifted from like an industry feel where you're going there to see the new things, because like new stuff gets leaked and happens every day, so we all see it in minutes or hours. So yes, you can probably ban Shane, but I wouldn't recommend it. It might have another effect in your other things here. Goes to his head in 0.5 seconds. That's right. See? Ryan's got it right. Doesn't make fun of me. Makes fun with me. There you go, see? Yes, you can ban whoever you want. Krusty, it's your, you gotta deal with them later. I don't know, can I even override that? Probably, I don't know. As you don't totally ban them. Yes. Mike's been dropped, not me. I got you both beat in that department. Alright, let's get moving. move in here for a bit. I'll let you guys play in the chat. I don't think he can, no. No, you're probably safe, right? Focus. Not good at that. Turn the frame like the picture. Look at that, I did it without even being told. Damn, I'm good at this stuff. In that way. See, I would have done it upside down. Look at that. Oh, man. Feel it click. Alright, where am I putting it? That's not where I am. It's this one. Circle of trolls. Alright. Yeah, it seems in there. I can hear you guys sliding around. Yeah, it looks close enough. I don't know if it's supposed to be tight against it, but we'll give it a bit of room so that we can actually feed cable through that, I guess. Alright. Two more clips here. I guess I'm going to zoom up a picture. Yeah, that's about right. They're kind of flexy. I don't know what COT is either. Is that like the... I don't know what that is. I'm not going to guess. I'm not going to get into that guessing game. Sure. Those are all in. 2, 3. 3. 3. Circle of trust. Yes, you would fall into that circle as well. Same as the others that were mentioned earlier. Okay, put 2 down there. Is that it? No. Always fun to see what you're doing when everything's black on black. Overcomplicated that. Kind of neat. And I just put one on upside down. Which side are they supposed to go on? Inside. And I'm going to see how much fun they are to take them out. Look at that. That's it. I scratched the paint. The anodizer. That's it. Runs over. Which monitor is the cursor on? There's the question. Chamber of ties. Is it Friday already? And we'll put two more in here, again on the inside edge. Wow, I'm sucking at this today. Tacos. Not Tuesday. Oh, sorry, I did not have tacos yesterday. Did have tacos on a Tuesday a couple of weeks ago. You wouldn't have approved though, they weren't real tacos, they were El Paso box taco shells. I'm waiting for the blasphemy thing now. You know why I like the trackball? Because I know where it is. I started using them a lot years ago, sitting on the couch with a laptop and working, and damn thing would fall off the couch and I have to go looking for it and everything. That's why I don't use wireless ones, because you can't just pull them up like reeling in a fish. So, but yeah, I use it down here a lot. Surprised he didn't think of that one. Case of tacos. All right, got the clips in. Woo! Ooh, time to put the PSU in. Shocking, I haven't knocked any of those over yet. Yeah, doesn't take much, Shane. Yeah, I don't expect this to be running today, that's for sure. Ryan wins because he chose his answer wisely to make the judges vote for him by picking their favorite thing. Jodor, I'll ask one of you to come here and wrangle the comments. One of the good things about StreamYard. Well, this is the couple people I've seen that have built one of these said it was a 7 to 12 hour build for them, so. Yeah, it seems like there's more steps so far, but once I get rolling, it should be alright. Oh yes, the machines are winning today so far. But we're early into this build, so machines do win occasionally around here. Never is a really, careful word there. Kind of cocky when I picked that one. Okay, we need M3x10s and M4x10s. That's that thing. Put that in the spare pile for now until we get back to it. 3x10. Yeah, you can't speed build this thing. And I remember watching, was it Jerry building a Mini, I think it was. But he had people in the audience telling him, like, that were in his ear, like, on the stream with him, telling him what to do and reading ahead and telling him stuff. And he ended up reworking quite a bit of it because they kept getting out of order. But don't never not let the machines fail. Sure, that'll work. Sure, if I put some Grammarly into that, it might work it out. I don't have enough corners in my house to have a separate printer mangled up in every corner. Like right here in this room, because I lost one of my print rooms a while back, and it's still full of my youngest Spawn's stuff, so, because he will come home eventually. He's away at school in Japan right now. He was in earlier. But, just here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 5, 6, 7 in this room that are in various stages of. Wouldn't take much to get them up and running again. Let's try using this magnetic thing today, I think. Why is there already a screw in there? Where'd that come from? Okay, we're good. Spare over there. Yeah, too many cooks in the kitchen. But I'm okay if somebody says, hey, you're doing that wrong. I'm not, I'm not too proud to take advice from people that, especially ones that have done this stuff before. I mean, this one's kind of hard because there aren't many people that have built these from a kit yet that I know of. At least not that I know personally. Yeah, Spawn is the good way to do it. It's the only part I contributed to their creation, so, Too many printer parts in the corners for broken printers. Yes. Well, there's 5 Creality machines in this room. CR10, CR10, S4, S5. An old Monoprice Select, whatever the hell it is. There's a Prusa MK4 behind me that's waiting to get upgraded. It's been waiting a while. Problem is when I need stuff, then I get them up and running again. But yeah, there's no orange wall. For a while, way back, I played with the green screen idea, but green screen was the idea. I could make the wall any color I wanted, but not happening. Wow, this one automatically adapts to different voltages. Slick. It's even got a fuse on it. It's been a while since I really paid attention to power supplies, I guess. Okay, attaching it goes on that side according to the picture. Now we're learning the downside of having the rubber feet on already is that it grips too much. Alright, let's get ready to attach this critter. Come on. Downside of a trackball is I have to skate across all the screens. And 3x10. I think that's a 2.5 because it's the one with all the names rubbed, or the sizes rubbed off of it. Let's do 2.5. And it's the M3s. I know what I should be using. I'll get it next time I go upstairs. Should be using the Chris Riley tray. There's that sound effect. It's true. I've got a Revo, whatever the Mark 6 version is, whatever they call it, Revo 6, I don't know. I've got one. I just don't know which machine to put it on. Kind of don't want to put any of the Prusas because they all work okay right now, so I'm trying not to mess with things till I have to. Did I end up with more good stuff than trash? Yeah, because eventually I learned to stop buying Creality. Well, I can't say that because I got a CR30 that I bought since then, but generally I stopped buying those Crealities, any Cubics. Got a Geetek A10M. Thanks, Chris. and I started buying Prusas, and main reason that the CR10s and the Anycubic Chiron and stuff are still here is because they're bigger build volumes, or 400 or 500 beds, so they still get put into use occasionally. But if I can print stuff on any of the smaller machines, like the Minis and the Mark IIIs, that's where they get done these days. I just embrace my mess, it's easier. Well, you know I got orange parts because it's me, but that's okay. If they would have come and they would have been black, we would have halted the stream and had to come back another day when I would have reprinted them. I saw one guy build one of these and he had white parts. I'm like, that's cool and it's different, but wow, it's kind of seemed wrong to me. But it was he just sped it up. Fast forward, it took him, I don't know, a bunch of hours. I don't know if he was the 7 or 12. And he hasn't put, or he had, as of a couple of days ago, he hadn't posted anything else saying, you know, showing it running or anything. Yeah, you paid to, you're getting the assembled one, right? Good idea for your first machine. Some people say, oh, you should build it for the experience. Yeah, I'm building it because I'm frugal, and it was cheaper for me, and I hadn't built one in a while. So, and it's a good warm-up for the 5-head eventually, which is coming in parts as well. So Liz. Yes. How's your hot end going? Replacement going there? Well, I guess that might be part of it. Could ask me for more parts. I could have. Oh, depends what parts, I guess. I can print parts. For your first machine, I don't know. My first machine was a local Xbot, local company. I worked with the wife of one of the family that were building them, literally in the basement, with a little lathe that they were making their hot ends on back then. It's a Mendel, like a Prusa i2 type machine. Threaded rod. Bought it Home Depot, and plastic parts and everything. The original rep idea, and this is true. It is the 3D printing of the console wars. Not against competition if it moves things ahead, but I don't like that it's become a Windows Mac thing and, you know, Beta VHS, like people that are just really, you know, Dodge, Chevy, Ford, whatever, you know, sports team with the blue shirts versus sports team with the red shirts kind of stuff. So take it easy, Ryan. Have fun. Have an exciting day. Team Nintendo. Nintendo didn't even exist when I started playing games. My first game machine was a Commodore 64, I think, probably. Actually, it has been a while since I built anything like this. My second Mark III, I guess. One of them. Minis don't really count. That one stuff, I graduated from college in '84, so that was when I got my first Commodore 64 to do my tech report. Little computer people. Oh man. My first 64? Yeah, it was probably 64. Got hit by lightning. The neighbor's house, this is back in the mid 80s, and the neighbor's house, their TV antenna, rural area, got hit by lightning. And my parents were away on vacation up north that time, and I felt it, and it took out my printer. That was the biggest casualty out of the computer stuff. Came down, the pulse came through our antenna down the thing. I had it plugged in the living room because everybody was away, on the TV, the big TV in the living room, and came down through the TV, through the 64, and the end of the line was my Epson MX80, RX80, some old dot matrix printer, and it took the brunt of the hit. Okay. Take those other two screws, I assume. If I quit looking over my glasses and actually read what it says. Sure, he snugged it too much. Yeah, I went from the 64. I had a SX64, the relocatable version. They called it portable. It was just a big, bloody, heavy box with a big heavy suitcase. It was relocatable. And then I went to the Amiga 1000, and then a 2000, and I owned a 3000 for a while too, I think. I borrowed a friend's video toaster, and that's where I got my 3D stuff from, was video toaster. And the old Amigas. I had a Genlock for my Amiga 1000. I don't think I still have that. I sold a bunch of stuff years ago when I was moving. I was trying to pare down the collection of crap, which is an ongoing problem in my world. And different area of light for that, different angle. So I'm not even looking at where the holes are. And Defender of the Crown. Wow. Rocketeer. I remember Defender of the Crown, how graphically awesome it was for its day, and then you looked at it a year later and went, I remember playing a lot of the text-based games like the Infocoms, Zork, and all those. I remember my one buddy and I playing Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, living 20 minutes apart, talking on the phone and playing through a text adventure game. The good old days. Every once in a while I stumble on a Zork emulator and I play for 10 minutes and then remind myself that I have better things to do. Yep. Did I read somewhere that they're doing an animated Babylon 5, like an animated cartoon style? Soon? That'll turn better. Alright. Say bad words in a minute, so be ready. Yeah, it does look good. Was it you that, Shane, wasn't it you that posted the one for small soldiers recently, in the last couple of days? That's looking pretty cool too. Okay, I'm not liking this part. Laser cut frames are good. I'd rather have a little bit more clearance. Because yeah, that's not even going to get through that hole. I went through. Or I have the wrong size fasteners. That could be part of it. How did I end up with... That's an M5. And I only had one of those in there before, so... There was 3 in this bag. I took 2 out. Quality control, quality control. Yeah, I got an M5 in the M4 bag. I wonder it won't go in. And I was sitting there, I was like, oh, I'm sure, as I'm watching that video clip, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm sure somebody will whip that together. And then all the others started showing up. I went, all right, it's going to take a while. No, let's not put all of our 3D modeling friends out of work already with AI stuff. I love AI stuff. It's fun, but I do have some concerns. It's kind of like GPS navigation to me. We blindly put our faith in the machine to tell us how to get from A and B, and AI is kind of the same. It's like, well, AI said it, so it must be good. And I kind of keep having the National Enquirer TV guide type thing. If it says that my favorite show is going to be on at 8 o'clock on Tuesday night, that's when it's going to be on, and then I get there and it's not on because somebody didn't double check when they printed the magazine, kind of thing. So, yes, I've used AI stuff like chatbot and stuff to ChatGPT to give me some rough ideas for things, for wording on things, and then just when copied and pasted and rearranged it, and spent the same amount of time I would have been to write it myself, but kind of started with a little bit of a kind of like doing a recipe and just winging it halfway through to me. So pretty sure that there's still a value Try to turn the ones on the board, Michael. Yeah, it's kind of like anything. This nut driver is the best thing ever right now for this project. May not be any good for any others. Not heavy enough to make a really good hammer, even though everything is a hammer, I know, but I found the secret to getting it level. Just turn it until it lines up with the dents in my table. Yes, I got it. Sarcasm alert. But maybe that's the other one that I dropped that I missed. Maybe it's not a packaging issue. It's just a Mike's brain issue. Maybe that's building stuff. These are really good. I've printed a few over the years, and I'm sure they're in boxes with parts from projects, but yes, the Bondhouse are awesome. Worth their weight. They're not the cheapest set on Amazon, but they arrive the next day usually, and I might have bought a couple of sets just because I kept misplacing one. So now on the upstairs machine I have a nice printed thing to go on one of those hex wall things. And I've been trying to train myself to put them back in all the time. Currently they're all in or sitting right on top of, because I used them this morning and thought I might need them again, so could check that. Brief second. Yeah. Okay. Wine. Oh, in the bottle? No, it's really exciting. It's what do you call it? Shoot. Diet iced tea crystals. I don't know if you're there. No. Growing up and living in wine country of Niagara, Ontario, Canada, I don't like wine, really. I just got wicked hangovers when I was younger from drinking wine, so I just don't. Okay, and let's move on. You got a step in there that says, "Hey, Mike, use the right screws, stupid." Buddy box, the X Buddy box. It's not nice to call him X Buddy. Not his fault. Is that what those little stick-on things were for? All right. Box here. One piece. That. What else do we need? M3 by. Really organized person would just line these all up. At least look at them and say, yeah, those are both the right size, and start there. Because I haven't even opened them yet. While I'm going through these, I should be looking for the other ones. 10s. Ooh, those are going to be fun. It'll be the one I just dropped. Yep. There's one for you guys to talk about in the chat. Most useful thing you ever printed. Besides this, right now this is on the list. I don't know. I print a lot of things that I think are useful over the years. Just not. Pardon me, none of them really jump to front of my brain. All of them. Also, printing is useful. Printed them out to put a backup camera on my trailer, which is kind of extremely useful when I'm using it. I still suck at backing up, but I should have organized these ahead of time. Three by 20s. Too long. Somebody else gonna jump in with their favorite practical prints, especially when Mr. Practical is here. Oops, sorry. Boom. All that for 2 of these? Okay. I might have just made a minor mess up. Hey Shane, you still here? What's the significance of M3 by 6R? What's the R for? Not a left-hand thread. No, that'd be a right-hand thread. I know it's probably in the instructions somewhere, but while you're here. It's the wrong ones. Maybe. Well, maybe it doesn't matter. Well, sorry. I thought you might be able to save me, 30 seconds. It says, like, in the overhead. If you can see those or not. But they've got M3 by 6 and M3 by 6R. Round head? Oh. Thanks, guys. I knew you guys were smart. I guess that would make sense if I actually paid attention. I did remember seeing some about round heads earlier. Didn't pay much attention. Okay, that'll make sense. Thanks. Also, a good thing I noticed, because otherwise I would have to go on and do this step later. Well, I'm at this. Well, I'm not at a hard stage yet, so of course it doesn't say anything about that. Nine. 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. Captain Coattails. Yeah, it makes sense. I did remember somewhere seeing something about Roundhead. Of course, I didn't, filed it in my brain, my so-called brain. Oh, where are those pad things? I did see those. Split them back into a bag at some point. So they are around. Sorry, I smacked the camera again. Here they are. I wondered why we had in the frame section, why we had a pulley in there, geared pulley, but maybe it'll be surprising later. All 3 of these pads. Okay, here's an issue. Nobody in the comments. I'm missing one. There it is. Say one of those doesn't look different. So I'm hanging, waiting for him to paste the link in. He's got a wrench, he can paste links. Hi Michael, yeah, it is kind of backwards for a change, isn't it? Usually I'm watching you live. I'm not going to make the stream today because I'm kind of going to be here for hours. Thanks for stopping in. I need to figure one of these sets, but I don't know. Anybody doesn't know, Michael Daniels does runs a community for people helping with their computer problems on here, and also runs a Friday night game show, which is really fun. You should go check it out. Channel, just search Michael Daniels on YouTube here, and you'll find it. He does a live interactive game show with people, with the audience participation and everything, and he uses a whole bunch of different tech to do it, and 9 monitors, and does a really good job. I had to shorten the URL. Here I go, blindly clicking it, which I can't do for some reason from there. Because I trust Chris. Oh, yeah. For seeds. For seed trays. Sorry, I can't. I guess I could, but everybody else can click the link and see it. They, there's probably several of those small little like mini tackle box things around the house that I could use for this as well. I just have to remember when I see them in another room, I need to bring them down here and put them on the bench. Because like you can probably see I have a stack of all the different fasteners behind me, all in their little boxes that Amazon sends them in. And I bought some 2.5 millimeter ones for a project a week or so ago. And they all came in little individual bags, and they all weren't Ziplocs either. They were just sealed ones. So it's safe, I promise. Yeah. Oh, I trust you. I know. When I got that set with all the little loose, almost loose, 2.5 millimeters, so the nuts are even tinier. You're not gonna find those when you drop them. But they, I was thinking, oh, I'll just print one. I'll just, go into Fusion and do a parametric, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, this is going to work. And yeah, I got 15 minutes into that project and squirrel. That was the end of that. It's like, yeah, it's going to take too long. They're still in their little bags, the ones that made it back into their little bags. And there's still a few loose on the table up there in one of the magnetic dishes. The Chris Riley one. But yeah, I should. Would have made that easier. Then I would spend another day organizing them all and put little labels on each one and everything. And as it is, I'm not going to get this done today, but... Okay, the list continues in the next step. What, there's more? Oh, the board, alright. Zip ties! Alright. Is that what that thing is? I saw it in one of the bags. One of the bags. Okay, there's the board. We haven't even put the... Okay. Never mind. That's not it. Not it. Spares. That I didn't know what it was before. I'm severely organizationally challenged, so I should get one of those things with all the little places to hide them all the spares. Okay. We almost got all the parts. Oh, we forgot to get the... Saw them. They were around here. There. 50 pack. See, Liz, you even get useful tips here. Cressy dropping the useful stuff. It's all coming from me. Alright. We got enough stuff to put this thing in yet? Insert 4 screws. Those ones. Alright. Over there for now. Very thoughtful. He even made it a Canadian link. All right. So you gonna tell me that I've done something wrong here soon? Okay, I see why. Alright. There goes second guessing stuff again. Thanks for thinking of us Canadians. Need 3 millimeters. I'm the old measure with a speed tie system for everything. Yeah, I really like it too. It looks really cool. My only thought was, why did they do all this really cool shape stuff in the hex branding, and then it's on the back where you don't see it all the time? I know it keeps the front with the classic Mark II, Mark III look, so I get that. The Mark series, but I was thinking it would have been cool to pump it the other way, but I'm sure there's a structural reason to it, to doing it without having to make an adjustment for the to put the Prusa name up here. So I get it. I don't know. My marketing brain says I'm gonna try to find a way, but I'm sure it was discussed. I'm sure I'm not breaking, shattering the world here. These into the, what's down here? Yep, feels like aluminum. I didn't lick it or take a bite or anything to see, or hit it with a grinder to see if there's any spark or anything, but my guess is that it's an aluminum variant. Aluminium for our European friends. Yes, how can I show that it's non-magnetic? Those aren't. And just use this. It'll do it. See how many of the tools aren't. That's interesting. Wrenches aren't either. They seem heavier than they should be for aluminum in my brain. I did take metallurgy in college for a while. I doubt they're stainless or anything, so we've already had that talk recently. But yeah, no, there's nothing there. That's steel. That's interesting. I just assumed those would have been stamped galvanized steel, those wrenches. Would explain their wear properties. Yeah, but they're on the back. So, and they're, because it's injection cast molded, however you want to say it. It's aluminum injection molded. It looks like there's a significant, let's use that word, draft angle on it. I mean, it makes sense because, as you say, there's a lot of magnets happening where those wrenches need to be used on an XL, so that's for sure. So yes, it makes sense that they're non-ferrous. Assume we're allowed to put this in now. We're in the part of the instructions where all the people that were all keen on making comments in the instructions where they can add their own ideas, they've all given up now. Non-ferrous wrenches are soft and tend to round over time. You know what, I had one time that had a screwdriver for it a long time ago, pre-printing. Had that problem and used to wear the tips off the evil Phillips, as it was at the time, screwdriver. Get those all on. Looks like we got them. They even stamped branding everywhere. Somebody yell at me about Prusa branding recently. Maybe I know. Too much, he said. Paying to do things, you might as well do a little bit of marketing while you're there. Alright. Here's the stuff they sent. Specifically mentions using this one to snug those up. And that's what I thought. Like when I saw these, I thought, and I didn't put them side by side, but I thought these looked more like just stamped steel, galvanized, whatever, with some kind of a coating like galvanizing on them to make them look nicer, but so they won't rust as easily. But it's interesting. I don't know what they're made of. They seem a bit heavier than aluminum, but you know, I didn't get out the scale or anything. Put that into it. They will do their job. I don't like for this, for the Mark IV, I see their main reason for changing nozzles. That they're the right size for that. I don't see them being used for, I don't see enough other fasteners with hex heads on them, external hex heads anyways. But I hadn't really thought about the others being non-magnetic either, so. Okay, did I really get that right? Yeah, they're in the right slots. Alright, getting concerning when I've got 5 screws left over at this point. That cover on, put the buddy board in. Now, where do these pads go? I gotta pay attention to this part. Oh, that's why they're telling us that. Attach the pads to the back of the buddy board. There are markings that indicate the correct size and rotation. Positions, sorry. Just made up my own words. Don't they make, doesn't Bondhouse make a... I thought they made a torque set. Bondhouse. I know I was putting an A in it too, and looking at them the way they're printed, unless these are clones, I don't know, that'd be my luck. But they, I thought they made a torque set. They make a standard set, as well as the metric ones, which we all know and love. But I thought they... Yes, they're a solid investment. I bought a set of just 4 small sizes of Torx. I've got all the bigger sizes because they've been kind of common here on car parts and stuff, on cars for the last 20 odd years. So I've got a fair number of, you know, 8, 10, 10, T10 and up kind of thing, something in there maybe. I found a set of small ones on Amazon for the smaller sizes. I almost did a pooch rant about metric fasteners in Canada. I could barely even print yet when they, back in school, when they brought out the metric system in Canada, made it law. I still can't go to my local Home Depot and buy M3 fasteners consistently. Yes, the Bondhouse stuff is good. I don't know where I first learned of them, on YouTube or wherever, but they certainly are a good investment. Alright, let's flip this over, touching it by the sides, of course. Take all these little guys, peel off the white side. Get the white thing statically stuck to my finger, because, you know, that's why these things happen. Stuck him in that area. Here's Buddy. Huh. That's weird. I think they would have, because, you know, something with a nice size to them like those would be quite handy. Yeah, we don't have Ace Hardware here. Like, we've got the big box stores like Home Depot and Lowe's, but those are just Americans that have Canadian arms, so they don't really stock anything better. If I go to we use Canadian Tire, which is our biggest hardware type store here, is in my area anyways, in Ontario, is they don't stock a lot. If they do, they'll have like a drawer in the thing for them, and there'll be like 2. And you're like, I want to buy 50 of these. No, you just order them on Amazon. That's what I do all the time. And I used to order stuff on AliExpress, but their stuff's way more expensive. I already got these ones. No, I look. Oh, those have. Okay, those are. Oh, that's, yeah, that's the. Okay, go to Amazon.ca and look those up, and you'll see why that's the set that somebody else recommended when we were looking for them. And the Canadian, the Amazon.ca. Plus, if I buy from Amazon.com, I have to pay shipping. My Prime doesn't work from American purchases. So, but if you find those, you'll I do have orange X wrenches. See? Well, hard to see the orange in that light, but I've got these were on sale at they're Power Fist, cheap stuff, but the corners go off them quickly. But we've got something called Princess Auto here, which is kind of similar to Harbor Freight, quality of tools wise, and most of what they stock is kind of similar. And they were clearing these out one day when I was there, probably more than that, 4 years ago, just after they opened the Princess Auto near me here in St. Catharines, and they were clearing them out for, I don't know, $4 or $5 a set. So I bought like 6 sets of them that day. And you can see how they go, right? 2mm, gone. 3mm, gone. Some reason 6mm gone. It must have fallen out. I don't think I've used many 6mm hex keys, but they I got a set here, a set in the other print room over there, set upstairs. I tend to assemble things more often than right down here. I know it's not a recommendation. They are cool though. And the handles look like soccer balls on that link that you posted. But forget, they were like 40-50 bucks here, and I was like, I found a set for under $20 that had the 4 kind of sizes I wanted. There were a 2 that I wanted and a set of 4, I think. I need to make in my spare time, I will be making a little stand to mount them on the hex board for upstairs. Attach the pads. Must be clean of greases. This will ensure. Well, it's too late now. What are we supposed to clean that with? The surface to which the pads are sticked must be cleaned of grease. I bet you somebody jumped on that. There's 5 comments. Let me get a translation there. Tweezers. Yeah, okay. They're upstairs. Might be a set here. What are we cleaning? We certainly aren't cleaning the back of the buddy board, I hope, because A already did it. I'm not a big fan of putting IPA in the back of that. Assume they mean on here, on the little raised areas here. I will go that far. This is the open one or not? Yep. Ooh, now comes the fun part. And a paper towel. Oh, come on. I don't have to leave the room for paper towel or anything, do I? It's one of those days where you're like, past Mike took them and moved them somewhere else. This Mike is not a good guy some days. Same Kleenex, how bad is that? Sorry, facial tissue. Really? Somebody's making a smart comment. Yeah. Alright. I will be back in 30 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves. This guy throw these boxes over here. Notice I just put those on the pile on the floor there. Not where I looked for them before even. So I won't find them next time either. The bouquet, the essence. Fuzzy crap on the paper towels. Well, not just to do that. Could have used the little moist toilette that came in the towelette that came in the box. Put that over there by the little desk fan so I got lots of extra fumes off it. Okay. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? No, I didn't miss anything. Two out of the three went into the garbage. Put aside your instinct and leave the hole in the bottom right empty. Alright. It was fun to skip our instincts. Static. All right. It's hard to see everything on camera when everything is black. Okay. Now I can't see anything. I'm gonna use that little one that they said to use our instinct. Use it as my alignment. Okay, that's not right. That's upside down. I'm thinking. Because only one of the holes is lining up. Here's where that 3D vision shit really lets me down. My brain tries to align everything. Sorry, move that in so I can see. Alright. I almost put it right in that corner right to start. It's so stuck in my brain now. Well, that didn't help. Okay, let's go with a different plan. Let the Wookiee win. One so I can see. Start there. Get that out so you can see. Equally as important as me seeing, I guess. man. It's Prusa Wednesday. We might have to stop the stream for that. Okay, that's all that. And too late to read the comments now. What is zip ties for? Oh, holding cable management. But alright, that makes sense. Zip ties going which way? What's that? Was that what that thing's for? Is just to help you align stuff? Gotta be something else. Alright. Yeah, it does kind of work cool. Stand corrected yet again. Kind of like pushing TPU a little bit. Chris Riley's going to be on. Well, we're going to have to certainly stop this for Prusa Live anyways, but Chris Riley's the guest. That should be interesting. This is a kind of a handy gadget. I don't know if that's what this is only meant for, but it certainly does make this stuff. Of course, this works too. My past life experience. Did them that way. We will have to go to that. Chris, can you if you're still here, can you send me a reminder again in a couple of minutes when we're like to get to the end of this piece if I can before I take a break. Guitar Talk, yeah, he did feature the Prusa caster at Murph from what I saw. The X holder they call it. Okay, we're not going to get through much more of this, so let's just stop there for now. All right, everybody, thanks for stopping in and keeping me sane. So-called sane. My sanity is sort of intact. I recommend that you all head over to Prusa YouTube channel and see what our friend Chris Riley has to say about the Prusa caster and everything else. And I'll get back to this again probably sometime after they're done, because I kind of want to get this thing working, because I'm interested to see input shaping. So Yeah, so far I'm ahead. I haven't had to go backwards other than one of the clips that I put on backwards because I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, thanks a lot everybody for stopping in. And I'll be on again later. I'll post on Twitter again when I'm going to be going live again later on today. If you want to come back, I'd appreciate it. I really appreciate the company. And have a great day. And everybody be safe out there. Not like the guy from Hill Street Blues. Jeez. Anyways, thanks.